Hey, welcome to Tarot Time. Welcome to the Medium channel, where, as always, we bring you the spirituality behind the message. And so for today, we're going to dive into the tarot. We're going to talk about the week ahead, what's going on maybe in your life personally, or what's going on in our collective consciousness, both as this community and the world at large. There's certainly a lot going on in the world, and I'll touch on that as well in a second. And we have tarot and other divination tools to give us a good energetic forecast and maybe a few specific predictions or forecasts of events that are coming up in the next week or two. So I'm going to say a few quick hellos. If you're watching this as a video, I will be starting in just a minute. I just like to give the live people a moment or two to come on. So the glasses come on so I can see what's going on. Hi, Lisa, Roseanne, Jody, Rose, Chris, MT, Angela, Doreen is here from Children's School of Yoga. All right, so a couple of people are in. People are going to find us as we go on. So let me grab some water. And some coffee. And then we'll be good to go. Oh, a couple of people found us. Cool. Yeah, I guess it takes the live people a minute or two to get on. So, hello, Mike Lamar. Hello, 143 Purple. Welcome. Hi, Lisa. Anybody that's here new wants to say hi and let us know where in this big wide world you're from, let me know. So we've had the weather's changing. We're getting back to the typical early spring weather here in the Catskill Mountains that we've grown to know and love. No, 90 degrees is not normal this time of year. It's about 6 weeks early, but being in the 40s and 50s and cloudy and rainy, that's typical April weather for up here. So hi, Michelle, Kelsey. Hi, Janice. Welcome. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, world. So people are still coming on. I'm going to get started anyways. And those of you that have been watching Tarot Time and my other monthly forecasts. By the way, 1 o'clock today, we're going to do the new moon, the eclipse forecast, and the things you need to know. This is like a huge step in our evolution, and the energy is really, really crazy and really changing a lot. I know a lot of you feel it, and if you're one of them, feel free to comment that and let us know how you're doing. But the energy's been really, really up and down. There's been a lot of really cool things going on energetically, some light portal activations, a lot of ascension energy, a lot of shifting of planet Earth. I think a lot more people are experiencing things like temporal displacement or what's that called? The Mandela effect, where there's a collective memory, for people that aren't aware of that term, where there's a collective memory of some event that never happened, basically. That's or it's remembered differently than what actually happened. And this happens sometimes in large groups, and it's been increasing. And it's just, there's a lot of different things that are going on and a lot of different evidence. It points to one thing, that we're not physical beings, we're energetic beings occupying physical bodies, living a physical life, learning and growing and processing that. But we're energetic and beings of frequency, and we can shift vibrations, we can shift frequencies and have quantum shifts that way and step into other realities that are coinciding with its reality. I think more and more people are experiencing that. That's one of the reasons that I'm bringing that up. That this very powerful eclipse at 29 degrees, the very last degree point of Aries, on the new moon. But of course, that's redundant. All solar eclipses are on the new moon. So I want to see what you guys are saying. And one of the things I've been giving you the heads up probably since December, but definitely February, March, is things are going to pick up. Things are going to happen quickly. There's going to be shocking news out there. What did we say last month? A couple of times, there's going to be shocking news. Anybody tuning into the Dalai Lama and what's going on with that? And before anybody jumps on the bandwagon or whatever, my suggestion to you is learn a little bit about Tibetan customs and culture, and also recognize the fact that the Dalai Lama, English is his second language, and words may be used slightly out of context. And I think if you look into that, you may get a broader perspective. I'm not going to say one way or another what happened, because honestly, I don't have enough information. But I do know that the Dalai Lama is our symbol of peace and spirituality. And if you want to demoralize a society, one of the best ways to do that is to hit the spirituality right in the heart. Now, before I go on, I just wanted to also say that not everything that happens is a conspiracy. Not every single thing that goes on in the world is some kind of a sinister conspiracy, but we've seen enough, we've experienced enough. We know, at least we have a feel for what the agendas are. We know what the media's job is. And we also know that if you can control the thinking of a society, you control that society. So do a little bit of research before jumping to any conclusions of what's going on with that particular situation. And again, if anybody has anything they'd like to add, feel free. I'll try to keep half an eye on the comments as I'm working. And on that note, yeah, and this is what I believe is going on also. And what are we saying? Hi, Brooke. Have you ever been? Oh, okay. I think we're having our own conversations here. All right, great risings. Hi from the Hudson Valley. I'm actually in my office in Kingston. I had to boogie from my home in the Catskills because I've had very unstable Wi-Fi as of late. Mercury's about to go retrograde also. So again, at the risk of being repetitive and for people that are just coming on, if you want to stick around, 1 o'clock, we're going to do the new moon and the eclipse, 5 things that you need to know, what this step of evolution means. I'm going to talk a little bit about the astrology and numerology and the 5 things that we need to know, and what spiritual practices my guides, the master teachers, are telling us to dive into with that. And Brianna's saying that's a galactic degree. Okay, very good. And she's also saying how many? 25 in the chat, 26. It went up to 27. 26 is 8 numerology, 29 reduces to 11. But in Chaldean numerology, 29 is a very challenging vibration and energy. And 11 is always going to be the lion's muzzle with the clenched fist. It's always going to be that numerological quality of overcoming those lower natures, basically, which is one of several reasons why it's viewed as a very spiritual number. It's also the 2 pillars also. So you go through the 2 pillars into the portal, right? 11 kind of looks like that. Anyways, I know I have short fingers, but anyway, you guys can get the idea, I think. So let's do a meditation card for the tarot. And yeah, so Brianna, I'll flash this again because she's saying that that's a galactic degree. It's really significant. It's the last degree. It's actually happening at 29 degrees and 50 minutes. So, basically it's right on the Aries Taurus cusp. And yeah, I'll explain more as I go. Let me do a meditation. 11:11. Very good. So 11:11, make a wish, everybody. And I'm going to wish that Spirit helps to guide me to the right card, for the right meditation card for us. And this is the one that they pulled. Wow, this is interesting. For the longest time, this is the 7 of Cups, and the deck that I use is the Hanson. I'm not using the Hanson Roberts deck now. I'm using the Morgan Greer deck right now. And every week it's always been major arcana, and then it was going into court cards and back to major arcana. Now recently, the last 4 weeks or so, it's all been minor arcana cards. I kind of love the trends here. And the way to meditate, the way that I do it, and the way that I teach or suggest, maybe a better word, is to always when you meditate, you want to get very relaxed. You want to be in your heart. You want to be in your center. You want to be in your power. So you want to clear the thoughts and just be, again, any meditation, you get presence with breath, presence with body, presence with surroundings with energy, present with universe. And once you're there, then you visualize. You can use your own deck if you have your own deck of cards. If not, you can take a mental snapshot of this one. Your sevens are very spiritual numbers. Seven of Cups tends to show there's a lot of different possibilities. It's not the most grounded energy. So maybe a message for us to stay grounded in this time when there's so much being thrown at us. And but so I'm jumping around a little bit. Welcome to my world. Okay, so next step, so you get really relaxed, and then you kind of step through the doorway and into this panoramic scene. So you're only seeing a tiny snippet of the whole scene. So when you step in, the first thing you do is gauge what you feel. So that's an energy attunement. It's like I'm present, I'm relaxed, I'm open. I step into the car. How do I feel emotionally? How do I feel energetically? Even how do I feel physically? Or what am I drawn to? Maybe I'm getting psychic smells, or I'm hearing things, or I'm seeing images. And then kind of look around. Maybe there's spirit guides, maybe there's messages, maybe there's scenery. And just kind of take in the scenery and see what happens. And again, with the seven, which is Neptune ruled numerology, and the Cups, which is Neptune is very watery, and with the Cups that is watery, perhaps these messages will be about your own intuition or your own connection to spirit or source. But whatever the case, this is what they're suggesting for us to meditate on. And the energy of the card to me feels very peaceful. Again, it's not terribly focused energy, but it's very peaceful. It's very intuitive. It's very connected. Each of these cups may represent a different energy that you're connected to, a different spirit guide or angel or stuff like that. So I'll bring the card a little closer for you guys to check it out. Brianna is saying a lot of dreams. So seven is very dream energy. So are cups. So that's good. And authentic living. So I'm missing part of your conversation. Hi, blindly expired from Germany. Welcome. And okay, this is going to be an issue here. So we're going to see if we can. How many times I'm going to have to block this tarot destroy or whatever the heck bots that somebody likes to send to tarot readers. So anyway, so I think you guys get the idea. So let me move on. We're going to do a little 3-card spread now. Grab some water. And again, by the way, I said this already. Well, 1 o'clock today, we're going to do the new moon forecast. The new moon forms the template for the entire lunar cycle, and this is a doozy. So definitely check it out if you can. If not, it'll upload as a video later on. No worries. And let me see what else they and angels saying your dreams have been very vivid. Yes, they have. Yep, mine too. Sometimes that's from spirit also, Jody. Sometimes that is. So 3-card spread, again, a forecast, an energetic snapshot of the week of. By the way, I remember what the other announcement was. Next Sunday, I'm doing an event in Oneonta, New York, so I'm not going to be doing tarot time. It's called the Shift Fair, and I'm going to be doing readings. My schedule may be booked up for private readings already, but you can email us info@inbetweentheworlds.com if you're in the Oneonta, New York area and you'd like to go to the Shift Fair. It's next Saturday and Sunday for Earth Weekend. I'm also going to be doing messages with 3 other mediums in a gallery setting, in a group setting that night. And then Sunday, that's Saturday night. Then Sunday, I'm doing a 1-hour workshop on heart-brain coherence, which is something that I do and something that I teach a lot also. When you bring the heart into energetic coherence, the brain comes into coherence, and then we become coherent with spirit. And that's when all the spiritual magics begin to happen and unfold in our lives. Miracle healings, law of attraction work, all of a sudden it starts working. Longevity, people have been known to delay and even reverse aging to some degree, through this practice. But in any event, let me flash. It looks like there's some new comment. I'm saying lots of colors in dreams, like 10 on 1 foot. It was not all right. I'm definitely missing part of your part of your conversation here. So let me. I'm gonna just break these into 3 piles. Bring back into one with left hand. That's traditional with tarot. The tarot was at one time a meditation tool, and before that it was a game called Taroki, and we got our modern playing cards from that. And before that, they were prints by an artist named Bonifacio Bembo from the court of King Ferdinand II. And speaking of which, because I first learned this in a book called 78 Degrees of Wisdom by Rachel Pollack. Rachel Pollack passed on April the 7th. So we lost a really great, not just a great tarot mind, but a very prolific writer. Everything from sci-fi to spirituality. And I had the thrill of meeting her several years ago also. So anyways, I need to clear my mind, because what does Adam always say? When you're thinking, you're not connecting, and when you're connecting, you're not thinking. Well, right now I'm thinking, so I got to stop this and open this and then invite this into this so that I pull the right card with this. Did that make sense? It almost reminds you of like trying to communicate with emojis by text. All right, clearing mind. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And I have my trusty clipboard. I'm so far, so good. I don't think I forgot anything from home. Well, why am I not surprised? The energy is a little bit topsy-turvy and a little bit upside down. One of the things that's going on is that as we're approaching this eclipse, and we're feeling it already, the sun moon conjunction, because all solar eclipses, happen on a new moon, which is a sun moon conjunction. So Pluto at 0 degrees Aquarius right now for a minute, it's going to back into Capricorn. It's going to be squaring that. So and there's something with Mars too, and I can't remember what it is, but it's just the fact that the sun and moon are in the sign Aries, and they right after the new moon, they both jump into Taurus. So yeah, one of the things is you can expect more, what's the word, trouble in the media, trouble in the world. I'm talking about that. They're showing me tanks. We know that there's more than one war going on, although all our attention is drawn into one of many wars, battles, and conflicts that are going on. By the way, most warfare happens on the cyber battlefield. So a lot of what we're seeing, I don't want to call it a show, because there's real people dying and real people being displaced, but it's really more the tip of the iceberg of where the real wars are being fought right now. And a lot of it's wars on consciousness, wars on spirituality, cyber attacks, energetic attacks, frequency attacks. All the stuff is happening for a certain agenda, for a certain fixed agenda. And as people are waking up, the agenda is having to shift, because, as people wake up, the vibration and energy changes. But anyways, so somehow these cards really reflect on that. And again, part of the message may be for you personally, or in your local group, family, or in this community, part of it globally. A lot of times when I see the Emperor card pop in, I think of government, I think of rulership and leadership. There's another 7. So 7's a very prominent number. Try not to get confused. A lot of times when there's powerful celestial energies coming in, there's light portals, energies, there's upgrades of frequency. At the same time, there's a powerful eclipse. There's a lot of attacks on the collective. And we can get very ungrounded and very confused, and it can affect our health. So one of the things we want to stay really, really grounded this week, this energy. Now, I like the Queen of Cups, because that's a very grounded lady there. And the Pentacles is the earth. The Queens are water, I believe. Yeah, Queens are water, and Pentacles are earth. So she's like the Earth Mother, and we're coming into Earth Day. So there's a message for us all, not just April 22nd, but every day's Earth Day, to honor the earth, to keep sending energy into the earth. We're all portals of light and frequency. We can all, through our consciousness, through our intention, direct the flow of frequency through our vehicle, through our energetic vehicle, which includes our physical body, and into the earth. So we can heal the earth just the way we can heal others. Because when you do it, like for the Reiki people, the energy healing people, when we do a healing, we're taking frequencies through us and we're providing those frequencies to the person that we're doing the healing on, so that their natural innate healing abilities may be activated. And we do have the capacity to heal from maybe not every single thing under the sun, but a lot of things that science and doctors don't know how to heal, because we have these innate dormant abilities locked in within our DNA to heal things like tumors and MS, and people get out of wheelchairs. All this stuff happens all the time, every day. And sometimes it's called the miracle because people don't know how that happens. Very often it's through the power of prayer. Get a lot of people praying, then you're enhancing those frequencies, and you're helping that person to what's the right word? Unlock that dormant DNA in that moment to heal something. Or there's other ways that happens. But I think you guys, I kind of get the idea. So let me see what you guys are saying. Good question. Oh, still same time. All right. Mars in Cancer right now. Roseanne is saying that's right. It is in I believe 12 degrees Cancer actually. And Susan saying she keeps seeing a 1 1 1 11 11. Ones are always about new beginnings. 11 11's the doorways. The 11's the doorway. So this is very spiritual energy for you. And which is no. All right. And Jennifer saying she loves the Morgan Greer deck. I love this deck also. Right. I see we're getting even here. The Wi-Fi problems are following me. Notice there's a lot of yellow in these. Yellow is sun. Yellow is bright. Yellow solar plex energy, solar plexus. So you want to work with that solar plexus chakra this week, because that's a lot of the energetic attacks are in that center, because that's our courage, our faith, our belief, our confidence, our strength, our will. And so there's a lot of that energy. So work a lot with solar plex energy. Work with the sun. Work with the light codes with the sun. You don't necessarily have to be out in the physical sun to absorb the light codes, because a lot of them come through the neutrinos, which are basically the size of electron. I mean, basically a neutrino could go through your entire body without touching a single atomic nuclei. That's how small that they are. And but some of it comes through the gammas, the UVs, all that stuff. So you can actually get out into the sun physically for 20 minutes to a half hour. If you're fair, maybe 10, if you're very fair skinned, maybe 10 to 20 minutes without sunscreen. You're not going to get skin cancer from limited exposure. In fact, without that limited exposure, you may have vitamin D deficiency unless you're taking super scientifically what's the right word, formulated vitamin D supplements, because your body does not absorb most of the crap that you get at the drugstores and the health food stores when it comes. Lily Nova is a friend of ours, so thank you for posting that for us. I won't be able to be there physically myself, but you guys enjoy that also. Her channel's Lily Nova Starseed. And there's some reds also. Reds is Martian energy. So let me see what else is to say. Some of us really need to let go of things. Maybe they're talking to me. I've been in this process of really addressing those deeper things that for whatever reason I still have a hard time letting go of and releasing. And you do that through opening your heart, through breath, and just allowing. We're naturally equipped to let things go that are difficult in our lives, whether it's energy, whether it's people or whatever. But our subconscious mind is naturally geared to hold on to things, because that's a survival instinct. It's the gravitation towards the familiar as a tool for survival. So what happens? We want to let go of something. It's very difficult because our own subconscious mind, our own egos block us from doing that. So let go. Some of you are really needing to let go of people. That's been an ongoing theme. Expect more surprises. What we've been saying here on the Medium channel for months, things are going to be speeding up. this winter, which passed and it happened this spring, everything's accelerating, lots of shock value. The Dalai Lama certainly qualifies. What's happening with the ex-president, number 45, more shock value there. What's happening overseas, more shock value. Stay grounded. The idea is that new things will come out periodically, new COVID strains. By the way, watch out for a possible agenda of combining the MERS and the SARS viruses together. SARS-2, that would be, COVID, basically. In other words, combining the deadly effects of MERS, which was, I think, took 12 to 15 or more like 18% of people that caught it. We turn the pings off. And then with the transmissibility with the the recent variants or whatever. So that's a possible agenda for around 25, or thereabouts, maybe even sooner. A lot of these agendas get changed as the energy and frequency gets changed. I know. Point being is that lots more is going to come up in the news, and a lot of it is to get us into that fear, that panic mode, divide and conquer. When we're in fear, we're easy to control. When we're in anger, we're easy to control. These are survival-based emotion. Nothing wrong, nothing negative. Anger may save your life one day, but that said, as a chronic and as a reactionary thing to things that are not that are not threats to your life, like if a tiger's attacking my child, I might get furious, and all that adrenaline and cortisol gives me that momentary superhuman strength that might save my child's life. But you don't want to sit with those. So anyway, I think that makes sense. Anyway, what else is this saying? Yeah, government activities. Some of the stocks may go down this week. They're saying up and down, like a yo-yo. Look into for those that are interested in the economy and stuff like that. Think about. I feel like through the Queen of Pentacles, they're saying think about really what you feel in your heart when it comes to investments. Trust your intuition. Know what's going on in the world, obviously. What's trending, and what looks like it's going to trend over the next 2 or 3 years, and that's what to invest in. Whether it's a digital currency, like the cryptos or whatever. I mean, this could be the wave of the future. So, some of these need to be taken a good look at. But as things fall, other things rise, basically. So it's a very volatile market, and a lot of inflation, recession, and all that. We understand that. They keep showing me gold coins. So precious metals are always a safe bet because they'll always have value no matter what the dollar or euro does. The precious metals, which has been the standard of wealth, as long as humans have been trading, that's not going to change, basically. So what else is this trying to tell me? They're just saying to stay on your toes, basically. And I think with a lot of people, I see somebody just moving out of their home, I want to say, or again, this is for this week, but some of the stuff may take several weeks, but it almost feels like moving away from family or separating or whatever. And just kind of like I feel like somebody here, maybe several of you for that matter, you may be just sort of in a process where you're evolving to a point where you just can't really stay with your partner or your friendships or stuff like that. And for who's ever looking at cars, because a car just drove in front of me, who's ever looking at cars now, be mindful of the Mercury retrograde. Also, not always the best time for things like that. And we're really coming into the station now. So it's really in effect. It's been in effect the last couple of weeks. Mercury retrograde is an excellent time to go within and to redo things. It's that RE prefix. So things that may need some touching up in your life or some review, that's the time to do that. If you must do things that involve Mercury energy, travel, purchases, movement, technology, and all that, do what you need to do. Life can't stop. Every time Mercury goes retrograde, it happens 3 times every year. Life, absolutely cannot not stop. And I personally, I call on the totem of the salmon when I absolutely have to do something that all the astrologers would want to hit me over the head doing during a Mercury retrograde. The one that swims upstream and against the currents to get to their destination. It's always easier to swim with the tide, with the astrological tides and currents. Understand that, also the numerology. But sometimes life calls upon you you have to swim against the current sometimes. So there's one of several tools that you can use. So let me say, I want to just flash because I know, Michael, that you're very focused on the economy. As the economy goes, the rest of the institutions will go. It's protected. I agree with you. I think the money's going to is still protected. I don't think we're going to see a cashless society, even though that's an agenda and many people believe that's going to happen. And, I might be wrong, but I don't see that. I see a move towards that. Again, digital currency may be, if you know a thing or two about it, it may be a way to go. I might look into that myself, but gosh, even in my office, the internet, where I had the highest power internet there is, and it's a Sunday. Nobody's here. Oh my goodness! Happy Mercury retrograde. Anyway, I hope you guys are hearing me okay. But anyways, I lost that thought. That means I need more coffee. I just dropped that thought. It came back. The magic of coffee, right? Maybe I'll invest in coffee future. I don't know, but we're talking about money and investments and stuff like that. And I what I was seeing, and you guys, you can check out. About a month ago, I did a whole channeling with the master teachers. Although I transcribed it, I didn't channel live, and I came up with the top 11 predictions for the 2020s. One of the things they showed me after around 2026, 2027 or so was not using paper money, but rather like infusing coin with a certain percentage of gold or silver, or so. Somehow I think the gold standard or some precious metal standard is going to be reenacted, even though I think there's going to be a strong push towards everything being digitalized currency or whatever. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think there's going to be too much resistance, just like that whole thing with the metaverse and the social credit scores. I only think that can go so far because people are awakening and people are going to see the fallacy of that. Again, technology is not a bad thing. It can be used in a really amazing way. And I'm all for technology, by the way. I'm all against exploitation of technology to hurt the masses and for the select few to benefit at the expense of everybody else. That's what I'm against with. So be careful about what they come up with, how they use it, how it's marketed, how it's presented. Look for all the loopholes, but the technology itself could be a beautiful thing. Medical technology, there's technology out there that can help people to, cure things like cancer, that can help to grow new bones. It's out there. They know about it. It's not really available to the public yet. But one of the things, and this week I'm going to have a video coming out on Thursday of the top 11 ways to have personal freedom during this time, which I think is a hugely important topic. And it's great to have these technologies. It's great to have medical advances. We can cure cancer. We can cure this. We can prevent that. That's great to have. But self-reliance is really important. A reliance within a community is really important. Learn how to heal yourself with your mind. That's the most powerful healing modality. More powerful than any technology, because what is technology based on? It's based on the human nervous system, the synapses. It's based on the human mind. The subconscious is a is a hard drive where you download programs in and you program the human machine that way, the human computer that way, and then you upload things, to other people or other systems. So it's all that stuff. So again, be aware of all that. So what are you guys saying? I'm just gonna flash a few comments. Oh, beautiful. Pyramids are great. Merkaba energy, pyramid energy, wonderful, wonderful. And money, I agree. It's going to take a lot longer. Yeah. And even what I'm saying may be offset longer than what I'm predicting. Absolutely. I do too. I love it here. And they're ancient prophecies, or I don't know how ancient, but I learned about them in the early 80s because I had my awakening in the 70s. And some of the Native Americans were saying, Hudson Valley area, during the earth changes, that's going to be safe, when other areas aren't going to be as safe. Other Native people talked about the Four Corners area where the 4 states meet: Utah, Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, all meet in that area. So anyhow, anything else from this? I have other divination tools. Let me move on. We pull a Native American card. So this is from the Native American Tarot here. I have a small table here, so I feel like I'm all scrunched up. Oh, boy. Okay. Clear my mind. Okay, they're pulling me this way. There we go. Da, da, da. This is a gift from Janice. Thank you. So this is the Native American card that I pulled. The it would be the equivalent of the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Shields. And let me see what the message is here. The silence. That's interesting. Very interesting. So do a little bit of silent meditation this week, or a lot of silent meditation. Feel like Spirit saying, yeah, maybe they're telling me to do this, or maybe spend a whole day, a vow of silence, 24 hours. Don't say anything. Don't go on social media. Don't engage with anything. Just be silent in contemplation, in meditation, in presence for a full day. But I think that's one of the messages of this card here. Let me see what else. So he's watching the stream. It looks like he's looking at his medicine pouch. The shields are around him, and then the moon and the sun. We're coming to an eclipse, which is very interesting. A solar eclipse will only happen on a new moon, obviously, because the moon and the sun have to be in alignment that way, in order for the moon's shadow to block out the sun. So I think they're saying, during this eclipse time, and that's going to be for us on the East Coast, that's going to be right after midnight on the 20th. And then for every points west, it's late. It's on the 19th. And the eclipse is visible. Where is it? I think in like New Zealand or down in that area. I mean, it's happening at nighttime, so obviously we're not going to see the solar eclipse here. But it is a total eclipse. Mark your calendars, April 8th, 2024. Head somewhere, around the Ohio Valley, from say Buffalo area down. It's going to be a long track, total solar eclipse on April the 8th, 2024. I plan to be there myself. And here's a nice suggestion here. Okay, so thank you for that. And that's Sharita Starr, esteemed astrologer, numerologist. All right, so that's what I get for that. What next? I have my Steve Farmer's animal spirit totem animal cards here. I'm gonna put one of these. All right. Oh my God, I need a bigger table. Excuse me while I fumble with these cards for a second. Bear with me. Oh, let me let me turn that off. All right, this one. Roadrunner, beep beep. Oh my goodness, that's the card that I pulled. Talking about the four corners area, right? Um, keep your sense of humor and don't take things so seriously. That's great advice. And coming back to, I miss doing this from my home. uh, coming back to this, try not to take this too seriously, like the chaos, the mandates, things thrown out in the news, stuff like that. Different celebrities or spiritual teachers getting slandered, just by following ancient customs. Talking about the Dalai Lama again, in case you didn't know that. Heard holding back on any this time. Yep. I've heard that also. So I tend to do my ceremonies when it comes to eclipses either before or after the actual eclipse, not during the actual eclipse. To me, that's a sacred time. That's a portal. And we're going to do it may be Heather Astara and myself or just me, but I think Wednesday night we're going to do, I'm going to do channeling with the master teachers. And that's going to be several hours before the actual eclipse starts, I think around 9:30 or 10, and then it'll be total just after midnight in my area. Right, and thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we may do a Merkaba that day also. I sometimes we do Merkaba activations with the master teachers also. For the new people, the master teachers are also some channelers call them the Council of Light also. They're basically beings of energy and frequency that work with societies on the threshold of major awakening. So they're working with the Earth people right now. But they're connected to like the Palladians, Arcturians, the Syrians, Lyrans, all 100 plus extraterrestrial and interdimensional groups that are working with planet Earth, working with us in our ascension process right now. So a lot of focus is on Earth. So what happened in this reality has ripples through the known galaxy, a known universe, but also the unknown, the parallel universes in the unknown also. And this was really brought out into the light, largely from the work of oh God, what's the heck's her name? Dolores Cannon. And she put, literally thousands of people under hypnosis, and they all remember, they were very similar trend to their UFO experiences, the messages they got from the good aliens. I don't know why it always has to be good versus evil. It's kind of our paradigm for learning and growth in this reality. But and they very similar messages with that. Gosh, more water. Could I drop that thought also? Anyway, what I was saying before that, the work of Dolores Cannon validates that. Yeah, that a lot of eyes of the extraterrestrial interdimensional intelligences are here on planet Earth, because what happens here is going to have an effect on on the universe. So yeah, we are that important, at least in this speck of time. So we're here in this lifetime. It's a privilege and an honor. It means that we've done our work, especially if you're following a spiritual path right now and you're in an awakening process. It's a real gift to be here right now, but it ain't easy. So that's why we're here. That's why the medium channels here and why all the other spiritual communities out there are here, to help bring people together, to have a safe place to connect and to grow. It's hard to go it alone. We are social community beings for a reason. There's no coincidences. So I have some sacred geometry here also for you guys. I think this is a sacred geometry deck. I'll find out in a minute when I pull the card. It is belief. We get belief a lot around here. Key 11, a lot with number 11. 11, lines muzzled with clenched fists in Chaldean numerology. In tarot, in the old tarot, before they switched key 8 and key 11 of the major arcana, the strength card, which has the lion and the lion tamer, was key 11 also. So so belief, the frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and talents and a strong connection to source. So there's that. So I'll bring it a little closer. I'll try to get the reflection of my ring light off of it so you can actually see it. Easier said than done. And just kind of meditate on that and go into the image. It's like meditating with the tarot card. Very similar process. Yeah, Michael, I love this deck also. It's wonderful. And just meditate and be part of it, because belief is so powerful. It's so powerful that, how powerful is belief? It's so powerful that they did experiments on people that had near-death experiences and showed a marked tendency for Jewish people to see a blue light when they went through the tunnel and Christian people to see a white light. That's how powerful the power of belief is. You can believe yourself into good health. You absolutely have the ability to do that. I mean, there's only one light. There's only one God, right? So why the heck are Jewish people seeing blue lights? Well, that's the perception or color that represents deity to a lot of the Jewish and Hebrew thinking. Look at the Hanukkah colors, white and blue, right? Or silver and blue, actually. Anyhow, card number 11. Yes, so number 11. And yes, again, we're getting internet delays and issues. Happy Mercury retrograde. So my voice and my image are not lining up right now. Imagine that. All right. I have my angel cards too, my Doreen Virtue messages from the angels also. So beyond the same card a lot. There's just no coincidences, are there? More open at the heart we are, more coherent of brain and spirit we are, the more we align with synchronicities, of the universe. So the idea is non-resistance. It's not enough to just go with the flow. We want to be the flow. We want to be part of the flow. That way we influence the flow. The flow influences us. Flow being energy, prana. I find that if I'm having, if I'm in my heart, if I'm not angry at the world, well, I don't get to that state very often, thank goodness, not anymore anyways. But if I'm just in a peaceful place, if I'm not worried about being late for something, or not thinking about an appointment coming up, or an appointment that I didn't think went that well, or whatever, and I'm just here now, the flow works beautifully. Everything just lines up and everything happens perfectly. So we mess it up when we start to interject our own personal mind and personal egos into things. So go with the flow. Anyway, I'm going to go with the flow and pull this card. Layla. Think of that song, Lalania. Was that Donovan? Lalania, I can't blame ya. Maybe not one of his better songs, anyways. Spend time alone in nature. What we're saying with the other ones about silence, and I think that was the Native American card. So there's always the for the people that are new, this always happens. There's always these synchronicities that happen. Spend time alone in nature, meditating about your desires and intentions. Ask the angels to help you gain a positive perspective. I can't think of a better angel card and message for a Mercury retrograde. It's more of a time of contemplation. It's more of a time of planning. And that's not to say that you can apply zero effort in moving forward in your life. It's all a matter of degrees and balances, really. But the general intention and focus really should be about going within and finding like those internal ideas. I often talk about, I think I'm overdue to do a money video, but sometimes on the Medium channel, I do money videos also. And it's not just to make money, although it may seem that way. But just the fact that money is freedom, and money's empowerment, and money's energy, and it's currency. So it's all relative in modern spirituality. But But the point being is that we may have our plans or whatever, but it's more time to just kind of step back and plan that. And what I was going to say is that we all have somewhere in our minds a multi-million-dollar idea, but we have we have to access this by getting out of our personal egos and personal perspective. We have to forget what we know about money and the economy and even what's practical sometimes, and just go within and just like, what do I feel like I have to offer? It's like, what turns me on? What do people ask me? What have I overcome in my life? What do I see that can make this world a better place, whether it's a service or product? And it's not always starting a spiritual business, though that a lot of people that are attracted to the medium channel would do that. That could certainly apply to a 9-to-5 job. They can certainly apply in that area also. However, for my money, with the work that I'm doing, creating passive income is the way to go. Being able to make thousands of dollars while I'm sleeping is the way to go. The point being is we all have an idea. The earth's changing, needs are changing, people's perspectives are changing, new inventions are coming out. So many things. So whether it's your financial picture or something else in your life, this is, from what the angels are saying, is a really good week to go within. Mercury stationing, all week, basically. Mercury's in station, and really, without judgment, just like, what am I feeling? What am I feeling about myself? What am I, what internal goals do I have? Just kind of go within and always set an intention. When you set an intention, spirit and your higher self understand that intention and bring you information or energy to help serve that agenda also, or that intention. So if you're going to silence, what is it that you intend? What do you desire in your life? So it's more of a time of really formulating than actually doing it. So formulating your law of attraction work, what do you wish to manifest, and really going within and doing that, and understand that in a human, being spirits in human being spirits in a human experience, one of the greatest, most powerful spiritual lessons you're ever going to learn is the ability to consciously manifest. In other words, to work with energy to create something tangible in the physical. So our physical world is like a lump of clay, and our intentions, our energies, turns that lump of clay into something, into some shape, into some pattern, into something physical and something real. But physical and real, it's still energy. And at the end of the day, once you go through all the changes, once you learn how to manifest, learn how to run energy through you, learn how to project energy, learn how to take appropriate physical action, all that stuff, and you manifest what you want, you've also elevated spiritually. And what you desired in the past, you may not even want it anymore, but the fact that you were able to do it is what's really important with that. You were able to accomplish that. So I'm going to get going on that note, but thank you, everybody. So again, 1:00 in 1 hour and 5 minutes, we're going to be back doing the all important new moon eclipse forecast, things that we need to know to survive and thrive during these massive changes that we're really at an apex point. Again, I think a lot of us are feeling very extreme ups and downs right now, and feeling different, feeling almost like different symptoms in the body, or different thoughts, or just looking at something and it feels and looks differently. Like I woke up this morning, I was like, I'm just not the same person today I was yesterday. I just felt like it's in a new body even. And a lot of us are experiencing that. That's because the frequencies are changing that fast. And the physical body, as well as our emotional, mental, and energetic bodies. The physical body is the most dense, obviously, but it takes time to catch up with that. And again, we have this period now, this week in this Mercury retrograde, to kind of go back, let things go, relax, open the heart, and just allow the changes to happen. The less we resist, the less ascension symptoms we're going to have in this process of elevation. And what happens at the end of the day, we become crystalline in nature. We start to transcend our primitive bodies and start to come into our crystalline ascended bodies. and on a inter or subcellular level, some of the more open scientists are seeing changes and suggesting they're seeing more crystalline structure. Crystals are amplifiers of energy and frequency. So when we become more crystalline, we become stronger amplifiers um, and transmitters of frequency and energy. So we'll explain more of that at 1 o'clock. Going to get going for now. Ending broadcast. I love you. Thank you. If you could do us all a favor and hit that thumbs up button. I remember to say that. Hit that thumbs up button, share, like, comment, what else? Subscribe and all that good stuff. I'll be your best friend. Well, I love you anyway. Even if you don't do that, I still love you. And thank you.